Bart here. I just want to let you know that the Pulsechain.com mainnet has launched, and PulseX.com on that mainnet has launched as well. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. We waited a couple years for this, and it's finally here.
Hey everybody, and welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm an hour early. Can you believe it? I'm an hour early, but that's because daylight savings has started and I forgot about it when so there we are. I remembered it about a week ago and then I forgot it today, so we're an hour early. I may end up rescheduling my day, but we will see for tomorrow. Get back to the UTC times normally when I do it at the end of UTC, which is when the Hex payments come out. So we'll see if I can reset it tomorrow properly, but we're a bit early today. But never fear. That means summer's coming. At least for us down in New Zealand, Australia, Pacific Islands, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to get into it. We got the big news today. One of the big protocols has launched, which is Phamous. And of course, we have covered that 2 days ago. We talked about Pulsechain being famous. And that the launch was coming pretty soon. Well, it has arrived about 9 hours ago, I think, something like that. So exciting times. We're going to get into all that. Margin trading up to 30x leverage as well, or perpetual swaps, whatever term you want to use. And very cool. So really exciting to see this on Pulsechain. It really is another DeFi offering. You own your keys, your coins, and of course, it's a little bit different from centralized exchanges, of course, because you are on chain, but it's really, really exciting, and gives people the ability to maybe they want to short Richard Hart coins, they can do that. Maybe they want to go long, maybe they become Justin believers, all sorts of things. So it's really, really exciting to see that. So we're going to go a little bit into that. So hopefully that will be a bit of fun. And what else are we going to do? I think we're going to talk about. What are we talking about? We're going to talk about the market prices at the moment. So we're going to go through that. We're going to talk about Pulsex. We're also going to talk about a couple project updates. We're going to talk about Spark, Coast, TYCZ, and Zengame. We're going to have updates on all those four. They're going to be quick updates on those. Yeah, we're going to get into a lot of other details. So stay tuned for all that. I'm just trying to get, realized I forgot something here. So I'm just adding that in now. So it's gonna be cool. Let me do something here for quick moments. Let's connect that up and connect. Yes, sir. So that's kind of cool. Right. Let us queue up this and say hello to people in the chat. I knew I had to get myself up to speed. It's a bit more like some of the other formats some of the other influencers do. They know they sort of muck around at the beginning. I know there's a couple of them sort of muck around for about half an hour, and they get like, oh, you guys are here watching. Oh yeah, it's in the get started like that. We got Hexavator in house there. Woo! Let's get it. Absolutely, Hexavator, welcome. It's probably an hour earlier for you, Hexavator. That might be a good thing too. We got Lies Beneath in the house here. Good to see you, Lies. And of course, the ultimate strategy here: Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX, and Center for the 100%, the golden strategy. That is true. Accumulation time. We're on accumulation time. Fast Abdul says daylight savings is a government lie. Fight the power, says Fast Abdul. And we've got Brian in the house there, community leader. What's up, folks? Good to see you, Brian. You just have to go an extra hour today, boss, says Brian. Yeah, no, won't be doing that because I've got to go for my walk. Got to do my walk. What am I, walk number 60? I think it's walk 60 today. Pretty sure it's walk 60. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure I'm on walk 60. Pretty sure about that. I'm sure yesterday was walk 59. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's walk 60 today. We've got Hextrog in the house as well. Woohoo! Good to see Hextrog. Welcome to the chat there. And I think that's it at the moment. We've got about 20 people in the house, so welcome. And I'm an hour early, so how about that? Not bad. Let's get into the news and let's shine on. Bam! Look where I went to. Back to the back plate there. And let's bring up the mainstay there. So we had Phamous here announced. G'day, Phamous.io is now live on Pulsechain mainnet. Haters, we dare you to short RH coins, Hex, Bitcoin, Pulsex, etc. Pulse. They have a couple of different front ends. They got dap.phamous.io, which is an IPFS in main. They got app.phamous.io, non-IPSF in main there. and they got dat1.fame.io, and they got hash trade there on that one. So that's a backup for the IPFS. So we've got a few sites there. We'll give that a little retweet. They've got a big following, so they've had 21,200 views. That's a fantastic start, folks. Like I say, that's one of the bigger protocols launching on Pulsechain. Great to see it. And of course, it's the last of the big ones from the PH universe. So PH universe it's got the Fatty wallet. It's got where you can track your portfolio and do a few other things. It's got the PHUX, which is a fork of Balancer. They've launched that. They've got Phight. They launched just that one, and that's a fork of Aave. So we've got Balancer and Aave on Pulsechain, and now we have a GMX fork with the Phamous. So we've got big four projects there. The three, of course, particularly utilities. And of course, now they're going to go move on to working on the synergies between them. Obviously, some platforms you can do certain things. There's a number of options there. One of the obvious ones, of course, is borrow low interest and lend out higher interest on one of the other protocols. For example, maybe Aave to Balancer, to the PHUX fork. So from Aave, borrow an Aave, put it into Balancer, something like that, and you're earning the difference in the margin, which could be quite handsome, right? So there's lots of options there, and obviously there's now even more options with Phamous and leveraging. You can borrow cheap and leverage out high. So that's the sort of stuff you can do. If you don't have a token, you can go get on one of the other protocols like Aave and bring it over on Fame and do some leverage if that's for you. Now, obviously, if you're not into leverage or margin trading, this is not for you. That's simple as that. But there's a big part of crypto market that is out there doing margin trading on centralized exchanges. That's huge business. And of course, GMX is ranked about number 100 on CoinGecko. And of course, there's a fork of GMX, so it's going to be fun to see this ramp up as well. I think it's worth about $500 million. So we'll see what Fame is worth in due course. We're going to look on PHUX as well and look at some of the liquidity. So really, really awesome news there from the team. I'm going to post the link to their tweet there if you want to get access to all those official links there. So we'll post that in the chat. That is it there. Bam. So there we go. All right. So that is the link there if you want to get access to those official links for the protocol. Let's see who else is in here. We've got Scott Jackson. Good morning, all. Good to see you, Scott. Welcome to the chat there. We've got Andrew Reynolds as well. Happy weekend, all. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a good time. Saturday still in Northern Hemisphere. Sunday in the Southern Hemisphere at the moment. What else? Sandy Beach says, hi, Hex Token, everybody. Are we live now? Yeah, I'm an hour early because of daylight savings, Sandy. We just switched over and I forgot about it. It's, typical thing, there's always, 10%. No, it's probably higher than that. It's probably like 50% that forgets about it. So there we are. I'm in that today. I remembered a week ago, but I forgot today. Just the way it goes. Now, they've done a few other tweets around this. They had a Twitter space. They'd never seemed to record them for some reason. I have no idea why. But they've had Twitter spaces about the launch of Fame and all sorts of stuff, about the markets, sort of thing. So that had that too, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, got 5,300 followers on there. It's going to be fun to watch them as well. So, yeah, Phamous, a decentralized GMX fork. So, and bullish. If you want to look at that fully, we covered it 2 days ago. Phamous, and we also covered GMX as well. We used GMX because Phamous wasn't launched, so you can check that out. All right, let's jump over to the actual protocol. This is the protocol here. I'm using the dat.fame.io link. Now, you could, we may do some trades on here because the minimum trade is $10. So we may have I might do little sessions here and there, doing some trades. So that's going to be fun to do it. Now, obviously, there are several features on the site. Let's just quickly go through them. We've got over here, we've got the list of the menu on as a vertical. And of course, we've got details about the other DApps, PHUX there, Phight and Fatty, the other protocols there. So PHUX being a fork of Balancer, Phight a fork of Aave, and Fatty there. I don't know if that's a fork of anything, but that's their wallet management there. And then, of course, you can see the horizontal menu. We've got the dashboard, and that gives you all the details about the tokens. We've got PHLP there. That's the liquidity pool side. That gets 6% of the fees. We can also see breakdown here, too, on the circle about different assets in it. Those assets there, and that graphic reflect the composition of PHL liquidity down here. Pulse, Hex, Wrapped ETH there, Wrapped Bitcoin, DAI, Wrapped USDC, and Wrapped USD Tether there. And we can see the pool sizes here at the moment. So we've got a lot of Pulse in there, obviously. $293,000, $123,000 of Pulsex, etc. Going down there. So it's pretty cool, and lots of stable coins. The weight target there, they've got the weight targets there as well. Current weight 34%, target weight 25%. So they want to get, they're a bit overweight on that one. Basically, there's a lot more pulse than the target. PLS is above the target weight. So there we've got some of them under. This one here is below. Wrapped ETH is below the target weight. So trying to get, obviously target weight there. They've also got the important one here, utilization. How much of that capital is utilized, I guess, is the answer to that one as well in the platform in terms of being lent out. So what have we got here? We got the overview of the pool. So far, there's just straight out of the gate. So what are we, 9 hours plus? They already had it on mainnet before they let it public, so it wasn't public. They put in about $500,000. So we're up to, what are we, 8 hours in or something like that. I got 844,000. So that suggests, give or take price, assets moving around, prices moving around. We've probably got, let's say, argue $350,000 have been added into that pool. I suggest it's going to get quite big, this pool. And so this is just early days. So this is going to be fun to watch this grow. And Pulsechain is about growth, so it's going to be cool. Long positions, $204,000 in long positions. The long positions, as you remember from 2 days ago, is you are betting that the price will go up of the asset that you're going long on, right? You're betting it's going to go up. Short positions, 62,000. You're betting on the price going down of the asset that you're betting on. Not so many people are used to betting on the price going down. But of course, if you had done this on the SEC event and betting on that, you'd been super rich, right? Super rich, or at least as rich as the pool that's in here. So total volume there, $1,760,000. So that's pretty cool on the total volume position. Fees earned so far, just at 8 hours in a gate or whatever, about $6,900. 24-hour fees there, $4,300. So we were watching all these metrics. These are the starting off metrics. And if you want to come back to this this video in the future to see how's it grown, you can come back and look at these numbers. In fact, I'll just scale it up a little bit so you can see that those are the opening numbers, or at least 8 hours or so after the launch. So pretty cool. They've got a few other metrics here. The market price here of PHLP, $1.045. They've also got a NAV price there, $1.029. What I say, supply, they've got 820,000 PHLP tokens at the moment. Now that number doesn't have a particular maximum, but it doesn't have a particular a limit, but it can actually just flex with the amount of liquidity that's getting put into the system, right? So you could have a lot more PHLP, but I think there are caps on the system in terms of how much they're going to allow to be on there. So the total amount that's going to be on here versus, say, the amount of liquidity that's on Pulsechain altogether, on Pulsex, for example, they've got to manage that so that whales cannot manipulate here or there, like the Xgold whale or DO1 wallet or any of those kind of accounts that could do stuff potentially. So that's important. And what else there? Market cap 844K at the moment, so super cheap on the market cap, and we'll be watching that, see how it grows over time. Stablecoin percentage 31.6%, so it's a pretty good balance. We know that stablecoins over market cap over all crypto is about 12%. So it's a really strong indicator there as well, and especially you expect a lot more into these protocols. So that's the dashboard. We've got the earn protocol earn tab as well. This is for you. If you don't want to do margin trading, you don't have to trade at all. You can make money by lending money out to people that do trade. And if you can, one option is buying the Fame token on the market. And some people have sacrificed for that, so they got Fame token. Some people got some airdrop. If you had Phight, you would have got some airdrop there as well. I think they allocated something like 5% or something like that to that. So you probably got tokens you can actually go and stake it now. You can stake in the protocol pretty easy, and you can accrue 40% of the platform's generated fees. What are they so far? Of course, we know that the last 24 hours, 4,300, but it's early days, right? It's just launched, so we'll be watching for that too. So that is, where did I go there? I don't want to go there. So that is pretty cool. And of course, you can read more about that. Your assets on there, you can put assets on there, of course. You got the Fame price, all the details about that. Total supply, total staked, percentage stake. They're 33% staked already. That's pretty good. We've got 55 million Fame in existence. It's worth $32 million at the moment based on market price. We've got the total staked at 18.7 million. So 33% of the Fame token is staked at the moment. not bad. There is an unlocking period, 14 days, withdrawal window 7 days. So there's a bit of a gatekeeping there in terms of trying to keep assets staked and stuck off the market. You got the PHLP price down there. We looked at that already, and that's pretty cool. So you get 40% of the platform's fees, and on the PHLP there you get 60% of the generated fees there. So the more people that use this, the bigger players, the more fees that are going to be generated on this protocol, which is pretty cool. And you can provide liquidity on the Phamous protocol to do that, right? You click that, and you'll be able to provide liquidity there, which is pretty cool. And you'll be in this pool, be in the pools here somewhere. That's pretty cool. And you earn 6% of the fees there. Let's jump to the stats. Got a stats page. It's on a separate page here. Wow, this is cool. So this is going to continue to go up. You'll see all the fees. Number of users so far. So 132. They're up 125. I think there were like six people on the team or something like that were using this before it went public, even when it was on the mainnet there. And so we'll be watching this number here too. So you can come back to this video in the future and have a look to see whether how it's been growing. Is this just showing 1,000 users in a week or something? Is this showing 2,000 in 2 weeks? You know, whatever it's going to be, we'll see. And of course, the open interest there, how much has been taken out in terms of leverage there, 270,000. I think that number's reflecting. Should reflect back on this number. Let's have a look. Yeah, this one number here. So these two, long and shorts, should be reflecting that, I guess. And it's open interest there, up 240k. So at 30k, apparently, that is up 240. So that's pretty good too. We've got volume and fees. So volume starting to rise there. We're watching this stuff here too. And the fees, obviously, if you're staked with your Phame, you want to see these. Be watching this fees one very carefully on the chart there. We've got and FIP supply. I'm not sure what those are in particular. I have to work that out. But pool composition, we've got the pool composition there. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. So we've got PHLP supply, 820,000 tokens. Yeah, supply there, 844. I'm not sure what the one is. Have to think about that, but definitely the PHLP. We've got the performance of the PHLP, PHL price there. Traders net profit. So so far traders are doing pretty badly, pretty badly at the moment. Traders net profit is not good. It's negative there. So we'll be watching that. We'll see whether they start making money, right? So yeah, that's good for you, I guess, if you're providing liquidity on the platform. Traders might not make record, but that could be changed very quickly. It's just started, right? Just only 8 hours in or something. We've got traded profit versus loss. We've got some of these charts up here as well. So what's that? Cumulative loss 3,500, cumulative profit $393. So we'll be watching this numbers as well. Open interest there, that's cool. We want to obviously see it grow. That's the main thing you want to see grow on there as well. Borrowing rate annualized. So got lots of cool charts here as well. Let me jump through this up. Unique users, new users versus existing users. So this just all started. So you can come back and look at this video, and of course you can see what the starting numbers were. Obviously you don't need that on charts because you can just go look at the chart, but pretty cool on the headline numbers. So that is on the stats page. So we've looked at the dashboard, we've looked at the earn page, we've looked at the stats page there, which we've looked at twice, and we're going to look at the portfolio page. So a quick look at that. Oh, not on the PHUX there. That's not the one I want to do. My bad. I've gone on the wrong page. There we are. We want to look at the ecosystem tab. Sorry. And the ecosystem tab is here. So we're going to come back to this, but it's basically got all their other protocols and socials as well. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But of course, the main event is trading. If you're coming in and you want a margin trade, you want to go long or short on particular assets, they offer a number of assets here. So far, we've got Pulse USDC, Pulsechain USD, Hex USD, Wrapped ETH USD, and Wrapped Bitcoin. So there we are, and we've got Pulse there at the moment. And this is the Pulse price. So if we want to go long on Pulse versus the USD, we've got the price down at the moment at 40442, and of course we could go for a long here. So a minimum we have to do is $10. So at the moment it's being shorted at the moment. So at the moment we've got the chart going down here on the 4 hourly. So if you thought it was going to continue to go down, you could short this. So we might short it, even, for example, don't generally suggest shorting Pulse, but here we are. We've got a little downtrend there. So we could short Pulse there, but we'll have to use die to do that. Don't have any die, so we'll just have to go long. Let's go long, and hopefully this is the bottom, right? We'll go long there. So 519. Let's got a little bit in here. 5, 2, 3. So it's 20. So let's do 250. Let's do 250. 1, 2, 3. That's Pulse still going to go long, so we want the price to go up here. So at 250, so we're going against the trend here. And 250, so that's $11. That should be enough for us to get a leverage. Now, what leverage are we going to go for? This is the key. So we put in the amount of Pulse, which is $11. You have to do minimum $10, and that's going to be 270 at one to one leverage. That's what 250. So we got slightly higher there at 1.1 is the minimum. So let's go to at the higher the leverage we go, the quicker the liquidation price, right? So this liquidation price down here, that's what's if the price goes down further, we're gonna lose our money. Basically, we're gonna get stopped out there. So if we do let's do a 3x on this one, say. So let's do a 3x. So that means that we're open, even though we've only got 250,000 Pulse, that's going to be going long. We're going to be borrowing the money, and so instead of $11, we'll have $32. That would be 741,000 position that we're actually getting because we're borrowing the money to the difference, right? So that would be pretty cool. Now, obviously, if we went to like 5x, then we're now up at, we've got a position that we're saying that the price is going to go up, and we're actually got a position that's 1.2 million Pulse, even though we only put 250,000 in there, which is quite cool. So that's $54. So we might go with a 5x. Actually, let's just do a 5x, and we're going to enable the leverage there. So collateral in USD, leverage is 5x. The entry price is at 4416. Liquidation price is going to be only 3941. So that would be bad for us if that happens. And we'll get liquidated, right? So liquidation price calculated is the price at which the collateral is less than 2% of your position size or cannot cover liquidation costs. There's going to be some fees for this, 21 cents, so 0.1% of the position size. So that's 21 cents in this case. The position size, this up here. Sorry, this one here. Let's enable there, and we're gonna put this in just for fun. We're just doing this for fun since it launched, and so we might as well do one. There we are. Right, let's confirm. Now apparently they don't have any oracles for this, which is interesting. They didn't wait for the fetch oracle, for example. They're apparently using Pulsechain for this. We're going to get to some of the comments in a minute. Just one moment as I wait for this to process. So that's enabled. Now, so we've enabled the leverage. Now we have to go long. So let's click the long button. That's going to give us our summary before our position opens up. 250,000, $11. Remember, the minimum is $10 to play, as it were. And we're playing and betting against the house, right? So Phamous is the house, and we're betting against that. Well, at least we're betting for it to go long. So $54 is our position. We've got a 5x leverage there. So we've basically boosted our position on the market, and of course we're going to leverage in Pulse. Liquidation price is quadruple 0394. Fees 21 cents. Collateral $10.82. What else was interesting there? Borrowing fee, execution fee. So we've got a couple of fees there. You got to take that into account when you open these positions. And of course slippage. They've got a bit of slippage in the price because obviously this is on chain too. So you know, who knows what price we'll get when we go to do it. You can change this in the settings, however. So yeah, we're going to leave it at that and click along. It's going to cost us. Luckily, the gas price is low today because it's going to cost us the gas to do the transaction. Also, it's going to take out the Pulse that we put in position, right? 250,000 plus the fees on top of that. So that's what you expected to get there. Take out of your wallet. It's going to take that out. You can see I got 519,000 in this demo wallet here, or this play wallet, and we're about to see what it's going to do. All right, so it's going to set up looks at setting up position down the bottom here. See that? So position is long. It's opening that up as well, and so it's just going to put that in play at the moment. Now, some of the things you can do with this is you can also do limit orders. You can also do triggers. Triggers basically stop profits, stop losses, and take profits. Sorry, and that's a way of risk management, right? So maybe you go to sleep overnight. and you want to get a certain amount of profit, or you're worried about it, maybe it sells down against you, you can sort of put a stop loss or take profit to limit the price level. So the price just goes up to a certain level, you take profit and you're out. So that's the kind of thing you can do with that. Or if you're a little bit nervous, you can put a stop loss there. And sometimes I think you can do both at the same time. We'll see. So that position is opening at the moment. Will take a little bit longer than you'd see on centralized exchanges because it's on chain. So it's got to go to the market and process that, do a few checks and things, is my guess. And then it will set that up. So it'll just take a little bit longer than normal. But it's pretty fun. Is it up? I think it's up. There it is, folks. It's in. And so what we're going to see now is that we'll see as the price of Pulse moves, we'll see this go up or down, right? So the profit will go up or down. And remember, our liquidation price is 000395, which is important to know. Now, we can come up to the trigger as well. Take profit and stop loss orders can be set after opening a position. So you have to open the position first, which we've just done. And then, of course, there will be a close button on each position row. Clicking this will display the option to set a trigger, so you can do that too. So important to know. All right, so we've got an edit button here. We can do it there. So I'm pretty sure it's on the edit button. Let me have a look. We can do the withdrawal there. Edit the long. What else have we got there? Let me just the close button. Is that the one? Trigger there. Yeah. So we have to hit the close button here to get access to the profit take profit stop loss, and that is where it is there. Close. If we were going to close the price, stuff like that, or we use the price to close out here to do that. But we're not going to do that, so we'll do that another time. All right. So we're no change in our profit position at the moment. Obviously, we're down slightly because we paid fees. So we've got to wait for that to, for the profit to go up. So we really want this chart here to turn up green as well. So probably the more logical play may have been to short and go down slightly there. But of course, we don't want to short Pulse really if we can help it. We want price to go up. All right, let's see what else comments in there. So that is ticking away there. We're going to come back to that. But of course, the other thing I want to talk about is liquidity because PHEX is the fork balancer, and it also has some Phamous pools. So it's pretty exciting to see that. And we've got I've actually filtered for the Phamous pools. We've got one called Pareto here. It's got Phamous Pulse, and of course it's got 1.6 million in value there, which is pretty cool. The 24-hour volume 371k. The APR on that at the moment is 15%, which is pretty nice. PH Holy Trinity there is Phamous, Phight, and Prime PX there. So the combination. Cool thing about balance is you can have kind of like an index where you have multiple tokens, and you can sort of allocate along those tokens. So you they all do well, you do well. If one does well and one doesn't do well, and one's kind of neutral, and then you kind of have an average. Maybe you have no change in performance or an average performance. And then you've got other ones here as well. So it's got 119,000 in that so far. 41 to 47% APR, which is not bad. Then you've got this one here. I'll call it 4G. And of course the 4G as in technology. We got PLHLP here, so we've got the liquidity token in here as well as Phamous, PHEX, and Phiat, the main tokens for those protocols. So that's kind of cool. And so you benefit from 6% of the trading in here. Remember, 40% from that. But here is the pool value, 95k for that moment, 28%. So some nice little pools here. Yeah, Buck versus Richard here. They've got one other pool here. It's only 18k in there, 38%. So they've got a couple of pools on PX already. Now the cool thing about that is that the TVL is at 29,480. So you can imagine where Pulse starts to rise, then generally all these asset values are going to rise. And we could see, Pulse goes up, like 2x or something. We could see this pool go up to maybe 80 million, very quickly. So it's going to be fun to see that play. So far, 187 million traded too on PX, which is pretty awesome. So some good stuff happening here between the protocols. So yeah, look, I'm down slightly here, down 0.001 cent at the moment, 0.009. So we'll see. Obviously, if this keeps going down, then that's not great for me. I'm not sure if they had a normally if you have that on select there. Normally you might, if you put a stop loss in here, you probably have a line come up here. So it might actually, I was going to do that, but if we put a trigger in here and put the price in, maybe if we put the price in at 0.000, what do we say? 441 or something. That would be, I guess that's a trigger price for that. Actually, I might just leave that at the moment. We might do that another time. Anyway, we got the price that we're just going to let it free carry, free fall. We got down 0.5% at the moment, 5 cents. So we've gone from 1 cent down to 5 cents down because the price is still moving out here, down here at the moment. All right, let's see who's in the chat there. Let's see who's going to comment on this one. I know some of you have got some Phame tokens. Let's see who is in here. We got Sandy Beach in here. Hi, Hex Token, everybody. Are we live? Yeah. So yeah, talking about that. We got Atropa Dev in the house there. Got liquidated already. You got to be careful on the platform. If you're playing with $10, probably not so bad. But if you're playing with big money, then you got to be very good at what you do. That's all I'm going to say. What else there? I staked Phame token this morning, says Sandy Beach. Nice one. Well done to you. Sandy Beach says I had a little issue with token approval, but their Telegram is very helpful. All good, says Sandy Beach. Okay, nice to know. We've got Nita in house as well. Good to see you, Nita. Good morning, everybody. What else there? CI says I am a boring jellyfish and don't trade with leverage. Still alive, family. That's right. Yeah, if it's not for you, don't do it. That's all I'd say. Generally, we don't recommend it, but once again, there's people that do it. It's just the way it is. Kung Fu Tech's in the house there. Hey, Superman, good to see you, Kung Tech Fu. Welcome to the chat there. Kung Fu says, is this GMX on Pulsechain? Well, it's the famous fork of GMX on Pulsechain, yeah. But there's quite a few extra things you have to do to set it up on Pulsechain. You can't just do a straight fork, So people, we saw a fake one kind of tried to do it, and of course they got wrecked. They got wrecked like $2 million or something. Got rug pulled. We've got actually Decimated in the house there. Evening all, good to see you. Rich May says, when Mitra, sir? Yeah, that's taken a little bit longer, hasn't it, Mitra? There. So you're still waiting for that. We've got 7 big NFT markets. 4 of them have launched. Mitra is probably the biggest of them all in terms of the sacrifice, and also the UI is pretty cool. I think the whole setup's pretty cool. So yeah, waiting for that. Haven't seen anything more about that yet, but it's got to be close, Rich May. What else there? I've answered that question already. Noah says if PulseX does 100x or Pulsechain will Hex by pair bonding do the same. Pretty much, yeah. Pulse is really the one to lift them all, but PulseX, I think there's going to be a bit of a snapback on that in terms because the ratio is down so far from sacrifice price. But the bonding keeps them all pretty similar, but there will be relatively differences between them now. And I think PulseX probably going to have the most dramatic. We've seen some interesting plays lately with Hex not being up so much. So there we are, folks. I'm down 17 cents at the moment on that. And it's down 1.63%. That's why I was going to short it. That's what I was going to short it. But hey, we'll leave it at that. So that's kind of cool. We'll just see how we go. Let's come back to that because that's what you call. You just leave it there. We may come back to that a bit later. All right. So that's kind of good news around PX. Now, the one thing I want to talk about was where am I going here? We want to go to the ecosystem. And of course, I've talked about you can do it with 30x leverage there. So I think that's pretty clear. The 30x leverage is taking the scroll bar all the way to the right-hand side there. That's a 30x leverage. That's a pretty big deal there as well. So if we did a similar thing, we put 250,000 pulse in there, that's just $11. That would give us an open position there of a huge position of 6.7 million pulse, which is $394 on based on $11. That's a pretty big position. The liquidation price, however, is pretty low. Is pretty high, sorry. So if we got in at 4,400 on pulse at the price at the moment, the liquidation price is only 4,228. So that's pretty risky, right? But the returns could be really cool. So depending on whether if you're going long, you want the price to go up, then that's pretty risky. Obviously, you can go short as well. You know that the price is going to continue to go down. That's what you suspect. And then you can short that with the DAI here. So yeah, it's I've got no DAI in the wallet, so that's pretty much it. So I go max. But let's say we had some. Let's say we had $1,000 of DAI. Or let's actually do a similar amount. Let's do $11. And that would give us that amount of pulse that we could short on the market at 30x. And so this has the opposite way, right? Because we want the price to go down. So entry price would be at 4,397. Liquidation price would be if the price went higher, right? Price went higher, then we get liquidated because we want the price to go down when we're shorting. And so that would be the case there. Yeah, pretty much that. So that is cool. All right, we'll come back to that at the moment. So that is kind of cool. Fame at the moment on the price chart is at 58 cents. Had a nice little rally before the launch in here. I posted that in the Discord that it was rallying. It got up to just shy of 70 cents here. And then it got sold down on the launch news. Had a bit of volatility there. And then got sold back down to 58 cents. So at the moment, it's 58 cents on Fame on the market. So not too bad. Market cap at the moment, pretty much 20 million. Excuse me, liquidity at 25K in there. So liquidity is still relatively small. We could probably see a lot. This is on Pulsechain, right? Versus PX, which we already looked. PX has got lots of liquidity. So if you're going to do some swapping, you want to buy Fame, I'd probably buy it on PX. Alternatively, you could buy it on Phamous, and then you can Phamous will route it either through Pulsechain or PX or both. Right, so I could just split up percentages of your purchases of or your buying or selling of Fame on Phamous deck, because it's a DEX aggregator, right? So you got those options, and it's the most efficient, right? DEX aggregator is generally most efficient, but can struggle in a fast-moving market. But this is not really a fast-moving market, so it'll be something you could think about there for that. All right, and I do know that Phamous is making, it was kind of got this natural alliance with PX at the moment, which is good to see. We're seeing a lot more synergy between protocols, which is really fun. That's great for us. All right, so that is pretty much that. We're going to come back to all that, though. 58 cents of Fame at the moment. That is it. We're going to come back to our open margin trade at the moment, and we'll come back to that a bit later. Let's get into the markets. Hexcavator in house says, bring on the beast. Can't wait for Power City. Yeah, Power City. We've got Liquid Lines and Power City to come, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But PH Universe, one of our big ecosystems, has got all their products out. Now we're going to see them work on synergy and presumably a lot more promotion is what we would probably see those two there. So hats off to Buck and the Phamous team, and look forward to the future there. And very important protocols in that PH Universe suite. And of course, big Bitcoin there is at 26,610, so not too bad. And of course, we're coming into Sunday for the United States, so we may get a bit of weakness in the market tomorrow. We'll see. And Ethereum there at 1594. Now, the one thing about Ethereum, we're expecting the halving in about the 17th of April next year for the BTC halving. We're still getting a lot more silliness around the SEC. But we're still reasonably expecting, or maybe unreasonably expecting, the ETF in Q1 maybe next year. But we are seeing some nonsense around futures from the SEC. So that's we've got some generally bullish news potentially for next year for BTC, and maybe the run up will happen earlier. We'll see if that happens for October or something. But Ethereum, of course, had the more bullish events potentially. ETF October possibly. And of course, unfortunately, the other piece of news, which was the upgrade for Protodank sharding, that's expected. That may not make it this year, right? So they're looking at testing. Now this just came out from the last meeting they had. So we may get testing for the Protodank sharding upgrade maybe by the end of the year if we're lucky. So it does look like that's going to be pushed into the new year. But in any case, it doesn't matter too much in some ways, because that's really going to benefit the second layer protocols with Protodank sharding, and that's really Atrium and Optimism, things like that. So at the moment, that's kind of the play there. Hopefully, we'll get a bit of good news, maybe the ETF in October. That'd be kind of bullish. So we'll look forward to that. That is pretty much it. Otherwise, the market's sort of just holding there at the moment and holding pattern. The cool news about BTC though, it has not broken down it's not broken down from 24,800. That's really the key market there. We don't want that to break down. Otherwise, down we go. I don't think there's going to be much to stop us going down. So that's the thing we've got to be careful about. All right, that is that. And here is Pulse at the moment. Pulse at the quadruple 044. We're at 44% of the sacrifice price, which we just went long on Fame, and we got 1.85% down on that. Pulsechain at the moment is at 40112. We're at 11% of the sacrifice price. That is down 4.56%. So that's really gone down the most. But remember, when it was going up, it was actually going up more than Pulse. So what's an interesting change? We've seen a shift in that pattern because typically Pulse was leading in percentage gains, and then Pulsechain was. But of course, Pulsechain is down so dramatically. So the burning node keeps going, regardless of as long as people keep trading, the burning keeps going, and we're at 447.5 billion Pulsechain is now burned, and that is 2.16% of the public supply, which is awesome. So really cool. Incentive token is down 3.47%, $1.15, and the ratio 26,171. So ratio come back a little bit there, but had a couple of good days in the office, and 26,000 seems to be a holding pattern there at the moment. We've got just hit 12 million incentive tokens in existence, and we've had 90,000, almost 90,000 burnt through the TRH protocol there from Jacob and his team. PHEX there at the moment at 0.8 of a penny, just drifting off for the last couple of days. We've got EHEX there at 0.034. That's been pretty stable. And of course, the combined price of EHEX and PHEX is at 1.14 cents at the moment. One PHEX will get 183 pulse, and will get you 2.4 EHEX at the moment. That's kind of where we are. So kind of been holding that sort of, well, just slightly down each day, but mostly holding around 1.1 or more. Let's have a quick look at the charts. That is the chart for Pulse, right in the top of the Bollinger Band, still looking very good. As you guys know, want to get to this line up here, this yellow line, 5,000, and the chart's looking good for that. The chart is looking good for that, but of course, we do have Sunday. Maybe we'll get a down day for Sunday, who knows? And then we'll get a rally in the new week, hopefully, as long as the markets are holding generally. That is kind of the play there at the moment. The RSI has got plenty of room. Look at the RSI there, 52, so plenty of room to move as well. Pulsechain volumes are on the lower side, but you know we got potential. Pulsechain there as well, down a bit more aggressively, as you can see in the red candle there, but still got that nice upward movement as well. And incentive token ratio there, $1.15. But let's switch it to Pulse, and we can see that we had quite a few days. So we had quite a, we've been shedding all the time, like the shedding of the ratio. So Pulse to incentive token. The last time we had a flurry of green days was back here in July, and now we've had a couple of good days in the office here after continual shedding of the ratio, and we're now at 26,170. So that is the ratio there. And since we're looking at Pulsechain and incentive token, we might as well look at Pulsechain and have a look at the farms, which is generating the incentive tokens. We can see that Pulsechain to Pulse is at 11%. DAI bridged in from Ethereum with Pulse 66%. USDC bridged in with Pulse 62%. Wrapped ETH and Pulse at 52% as well. USD Tether and Pulse there at 63%. Now these returns have been held up for a long time. This is really good returns, and they just keep ticking away. So that's actually been really positive in the old Pulsechain. Those returns are very nice there on the APRs. Hex to Pulse is at 15%. Incentive token and for Pulse and Pulsechain is at 60% and 58% respectively. So they're still looking very good, these returns. So very excited about that. And of course, if you don't want to do the V1 farms, you can always go to the info tab and check out the pools, and you can provide liquidity in some of the better trading pools, right? And some of the APRs in there are pretty exciting if they pop up, when they pop up. So that is, it's going to pop up. It's not going to pop up for me. All right, come on, you can do it. We believe in you. And we'll come back to that. Maybe we'll come back to that. Let's go to the Hex. That is PHEX at the moment, and of course a little bit weaker than the Pulse chart there, but it's still ticking along here, maybe just consolidating. We're at 0.8 of a penny there, so that's kind of the play there on PHEX. EHEX as well, definitely the weaker of the two, and of course we're down at 3200th of a penny or 3300th of a penny today at the moment. And remember, the difference between these two is this one here is pulled in, bonded with Pulse. This one here is, this is the Pulse version on Pulsechain, so it's with Pulse as well. But really, we've got a lot of impact playing from the Ethereum side with USDC and Ethereum, of course. So that is the EHEX there. PHEX, the combined price of EHEX and PHEX here on investdex.io is 1.14 cents. You can see we just sort of shaded off the last 2 hours. We were up a little bit higher. And yeah, the highest we got there is up to about 1.3 recently. So that's kind of the high there on the old combined chart. So let us jump away from that. We're going to get rid of all these charts. and that pool's still not coming up for Pulsex, but the pools are there. I promise you, the pools are there. Then it's not coming up for me because I've probably got too much stuff open. That is the Hex there, and let's jump over to some of the other stuff that we're going to look at. Validators. Validators making new records. We're at 43,201, so we'll just keep moving up there. And of course, we've got validators all around the world. As I always say, Pulsechain is the people's chain. And of course, it's going to be amazing as we keep building out these protocols. 1.38 trillion Pulse is locked away with the validators off the market, which is about 9.3% of the supply. And that doesn't include the EIP 159 burn, the exit burn, what was that, 132 billion from the 4,096 validators that initially kicked off the chain, and now they have withdrawn and burnt their Pulse. And of course, it won't include the collateralization of Pulse and other third-party protocols like liquid loans. That's going to take potentially a whole ton of Pulse off the market as well, leading us into more tighter market conditions for Pulse, which is will be something to look forward to. The other positive sign, of course, is that gas prices have eased off a little bit, but they're still relatively high compared to 2 weeks ago, where we were probably down around 500,000 beats. We're now at 1.3 million beats, and we've definitely been seeing a lot more. Not today, but the last couple of weeks, we've seen huge gas spikes up to 3 million, 4 million, 12 million. It's been quite high, but it's definitely tapered off as we're in the weekend now. We're in around about 1.3. You can see that it's actually looking a lot more stable on the gas here at around 1.3. But don't look, we're going to be seeing 400,000 to 500,000 beats anytime soon. All right, we're 200 times cheaper than Ethereum, and we're 790 times cheaper than Bitcoin. That's slow Bitcoin. We're cheaper than that. So that is pretty much it on the chart. That's the end of day 134. We've still got probably about an hour to go, but because I'm an hour early. But that's day 134 pretty much on those numbers. And yeah, let's have a look here. Actually, we're going to go Pulse and see whether it doesn't show up on this table. I think it's been moved. Or it's on another page. Can't remember. All right, so let's jump away from that. We're going to about to start, so probably about an hour or so. We're going to start day 135, pretty much. That's kind of coming up there as well. We're going to get into all the projects, Pulsechain projects. Let's jump back though to Fame and see how my trade's going. Down 2.35%. So I told you I needed to do a short. I had to short it. That would be up 2.35%, right? So this is the way it goes. All right, let's see. So one thing you might do is you could, there's one thing you could do between protocols. You could go to Aave on Pulse and then put your Pulse in, then borrow some DAI, come back and put the DAI in and short the market. That's what you could do. So that's some of the things. Depending on, and you've got to be right about your binary decision there. Let me just jump down to some of these comments here. Let's where are we going here? I've got all my ups here. Let's go back in here. We're going to come back to that in a minute. Let us go in here. Did we start early today, lol? Yeah, daylight savings tripped me out, so we'll start early today. I'll probably reset my, get the time right. I like to do it around the end of OTC day because we can do the Hex payments, which today I won't be able to talk about that. I'll have to talk about tomorrow. Let's go to Christian, 100%. Crypto Tycoon says, I'm late, but I'm here. Well, you've got to be early because I'm early. I'm early too, CT. So, but you're late to the show. I get it. All right, let's get back to it. All right, let's go. All right, so we got the we're gonna have a look at the PRC20s. That's all we got those. We looked at rich heart tokens, of course. Let's have a look through here. Not a lot of action at the moment, right? We're pretty in a quiet spot over the weekend here. Not a lot happening, but Link is up 7% across most of its pools. LUSD, the copy of Liquidity, is pretty much up a little bit there, 0.5%. That's pretty much, this is on my list, right? So everything else is pretty much down. And you can see that PDI is down a lot. So let's do that. Let's have a look by liquidity. So that's by percentage, but by liquidity, the big liquidity pools, PDI is down dramatically. It's busted through all those levels and down to heading down to the 78.6 on the Fibonacci again. So that's breaking down continually. Obviously, we've got a little bit of time to go, but that is pretty much where we're at the moment, 001090. So still holding up in the battle zone, but really this line has to be defended. This 78.6, it's already touched it once. That's down at 9,256. That's to defend that line. If it's going to have another attempt, strong, more probable attempt to the upside as opposed to complete capitulation. So that's kind of where we are at the moment on that one. So we'll be watching that. So that is a PDI. That's definitely quieted a few voices since it's come down that far, but it's still in the game. Only just, but it's still in the game for a potential rally again. Teddy Bear is down 1.4%. Treasury Bill down 5.4% there. Rapid Coin, which is the other one we've been following, had a pretty good rally lately. It's got 200K in liquidity. That is definitely down $104. Man, the range has been quite interesting, but there's still got a reasonable line there, but it's definitely down 50% from the top. But if we put a little line, I know we put a line through here, something still got that angle support. That support there. So let's see how we get on there. Obviously, I don't know if I don't have the RSI on here, but that is pretty much where Rapid Coin is at the moment. $104. That was down $42 for quite a while. So that's at 104 now. It's not too bad. Now, the two big meme coins, because we're waiting for the 9-inch DEX to launch. And of course, that is coming up. That's the meme DEX, $16 million sacrifice for that. So it's got a lot of interest in that. And of course, we got Pepe and SHIB there. So Pepe is down 10% there, and SHIB is down 7%. And these are probably the two big ones that will do well on that platform. And so this could be in huge demand. Obviously, we're waiting for that to launch now. They may be waiting for the Fetch Oracle. That could be something they're waiting to do for the DEX, which I think would be a wise decision. And of course, they had some audit issues they had to tidy up. And I think they've probably done that side of things now. But maybe they're waiting for the Fetch Oracle, which I think is a wise decision. But we'll see. We've got 8 zeros and 9,000 pretty much. That's where we're at the moment on the old Pepe. So Pepe is definitely not bad. SHIB at the moment, so look at that, is down 7.6%. As the SHIB profile, definitely that could shade down a bit more without any news about the 9-inch. So that's definitely possible, but definitely some sort of entry. If you get an entry around 1,000, so 6 zeros 1,000, it's probably not a bad play if you can get that. Even up to maybe 1,200 here, so somewhere in that zone, not too bad. We're at 1,400 at the moment on the old price there, but definitely looks like it's shedding at the moment. Shedding means basically just going down a little bit at a time. So that is pretty much it on that. I think that's all we're going to talk about there. Let's go to the medium-sized meme coins, and of course, the narrative's not changed here, right? So the big movers at the moment is Paul Pleb, that is up 10%. So that's one of Paul Pleb, Pulse Dodge, and Where Did the ETH Go? Those are the three meme coins from the actual 9-inch DEX team. So they're likely to get single-sided staking pool. Well, I said likely, they've been indicated that they will be from Hex Bastard, and of course get a BBC token support. So that makes them particularly bullish. And so these could all have super rallies on these tokens. Not financial advice, but we're playing probability with that information. And here we are at the moment, 5 zeros, 4,000 on Paul Pleb. So not real change there. Where did the ETH go there? Is up 1%. And Pulse Dodge, the other one. Let's do it by liquidity. We've got it by liquidity, have we? Yeah, I think we had it already. Pulse Dodge there is down 14%. So this is the one that may be a nice little pickup. Particularly if it falls back further, falls back data down to 2,800, that would be a nice little pickup there in this zone because 9-inch can't be too far away. We'll see. But if they're waiting for the Fetch Oracle, that would put it several weeks away. So we'll see how we get on there. Unsure about that last position. All right, so that is pretty much it. Let's go to the projects, and we're going to Pulsechain projects. Before we do that, though, let's check back in on our Fame position. We're down 2.5% at the moment. So we're down 27 cents. I remember we put in, what was it, $11 something. So taking out the fees and then down on the market price. So we're watching that at the moment. So not definitely on a leading into a Sunday. Not definitely, and you got the market down here. Definitely not a good idea to do a long, generally speaking. That's my position. But that you could have done a short if I had some dive. I didn't have any dive, so we just did a long, just for example, which is cool. That's what we're rock and roll. All right. We'll put in our trigger later. We'll put our trigger. So that is the play there. Let's go to the projects, Pulsechain projects. Look by that. We've got Spark. Trust Swap at the top here, 20%. But the liquidity is really small, so we'll ignore that. We've got Plant here, 18%. That is up one of the TRH tokens. Pulse Kitten's been doing pretty well lately, 15%. And Water token there from the TRH game is up 10% as well. SparkSwap, we want to talk about SparkSwap. That's the first project that's up 8%. And let's talk about that. So that is Spark versus Pulse. Liquidity is 1.8 million based on these numbers. Let's see what they've got in there. Actually, they got 21.5 billion Pulse in there, matched with 1.6 million Spark in this pool. But it's had a nice little update on there. Now, let's have a look at some of the news there. SparkSwap, excited about this. Just came out just before the live stream. Another killer day at SparkSwap. Back over 8 million TVL liquidity, looking super strong. Almost, still almost even the market cap, and 42% of circulating supply of Spark locked in the Sparkler. So that's their main. This is an got pretty much an ROI platform, but the tokenomics are supposed to be better because they have the Sparkler, and the Sparkler is designed to not make you sell the Spark, but sell the Pulse instead. So you can decide philosophically whether that's something you like or not. But that is where they're going. This is just the beginning. So many more bullish developments on the horizon. Now, one of the things they do seem to be doing is making strategic partnerships. So that could be pretty good. And we're also looking for a BNB Pulse bridge from this team as well. So having another bridge, that's super important. So that is certainly a bullish feature from SparkSwap that we're expecting. You can see here, Koshin here. Hello, guys. When BSC or BNB bridge to Pulse any day now. Keep your eyes peeled. And so that's going to be very important. We need more of those. And so I think it's going to be positive, super positive to have that BNB to Pulse bridge. So fantastic. We've got the official bridge, got a few other things with the LN network and all sorts of with Lightning Network, but we need to have a bit more of these bridges. So very exciting. Bring it on. A very important infrastructure for Pulsechain. All right. So that is from SparkSwap. So very excited about that. Let's go into the next update, of course, is Coast. So we'll find the old Coast there. Coast happens to be doing not too bad either. The weight token there is at 0.001, so 1/10 of a penny. And that chart's still looking pretty good, right? Still slowly creeping up there on the Coast Fiat on-ramp, off-ramp. Another key piece of infrastructure there. So interesting that both of the bridge or on-ramp type of protocols are doing well today. And 1/10 of a penny. I still think these are all super cheap. And so in the liquidity here is particularly small, still 9.8. But they've got news out today, and we're going to talk about that. So Coast, if you're doing referrals for Coast, they're finally paying you out. So that's not bad because it's only been a few weeks. Weight referrals for the past 2 weeks have been sent out to anyone that was referred by a friend or referred a friend to our platform. Friends for life, BFFs there with Coast, which is pretty cool. Now, what I was going to say is that Brian has got his Coast referral. He is number 2 on the list behind Crypto Coffee. Yes, you heard it. And our community leader, Brian, and I'm sure he'll paste his link in the chat there if you want to onboard directly to Pulsechain from Phiat to the CST stablecoin. You get 5,000 weight tokens as a bonus for doing that. And of course, what happens is Coast buys them off the market. So it goes in here and it buys them off the market. So it's obviously been buying a little bit in here. And it's then allocated those out to people that have been referring on the platform. So it's a win-win. So definitely post that out there. I think we've got the link to that here. So there it is. Thanks, boss. Get your free weight tokens there. And of course, who knows? Maybe one day with your help, and of course, Brian may get to number 1 there. It's all a bit of fun, but we'll get the Crypto Coffee. Watch out, Brian is on the trail. But no, definitely, it's a great way of Fiat on ramp directly to Pulsechain. There's no middle bridges or anything like that, so pretty cool. All right, so haven't got your free weight. Here's why. There are greater than 50 users who are eligible for weight, but we were unable to send it because you have not added your Pulsechain address to the referrals page. You got to do that. So if you're missing it, you need to add your address to receive your weight airdrops. Please do this so we can get you paid. So that's good news from the Coast team, which is amazing. Now they've got about 50 countries at the moment that are eligible to use the Coast platform. Remember, they are not a middleman, as it were. They're not sitting in the middle. It's all done by you. They're using a what they call it, a banking trust or a agency, something like that. So that's it's between you and yourself, pretty much, with that entity doing the banking side of it. So it's kind of cool. It's about as good as you can get in terms of DeFi with the Fiat on ramp that I'm aware of. So really good utility there. All right, that is Coast. So good news on that front. and the price is looking pretty handsome too. 1/10 of a penny, almost 11 tenths of 1100th of a penny. So not bad there. The chart looking better. Might have to pick some up. I don't know. That's not pumping the bags. Well, that is looking good. All right. So some other news we've got there. So that is kind of the Pulsechain projects that are doing quite well. We've got some honorable mentions there. TYRH up 3.5%. Beetroot, which I think is way undervalued. The market is misvaluing this in my view. But hey, who am I to fight with the market? Who am I to fight with the market? But here, look at this. We're down here. I just think this is kind of silly there. But at the moment, we've got 102k liquidity in there at the moment, and there's up 3.4%, so not too bad there. Beetroot is Privacy Hub. It's got many other features, swapping and on-chain and stuff like that. It's got a lot of features on there. Really amazing site, Beetroot there. So that is ticking away there. What else is looking pretty good? HOC, Hocus Pocus Finance there, is up 2.8. They're kind of the leaders. These are all the Pulsechain projects so far. Pretty cool. And you can see ticking away there pretty well. All right, that is Coast. Now we had some updates. Of course, TYCZ is still going. The lobby is still going. So if you loved the TYRH GameFi, then TYCZ is going to be on BNB. So it is a little bit counterintuitive, but there may be some synergies between this and the Pulsechain side. At the moment, of course, that's still open. The referral link is in the video description. If you do want to participate, you do get a 10% bonus on that. If you do, so far we're up to 1,187,000. We've got 726 wallets, so that's ticking away there. We do expect it to launch on the 1st of November. That's the current expectation. So yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. So going to be a new and improved version of TYRH, and of course it'll be burning tokens and things like that. So we'll be looking out for that as well, and attract a lot more BNB users to Pulsechain, which is kind of cool. And if we match that with SparkSwap with their BNB bridge, then that's a win-win. So I don't know if Jacob's out there watching, but that could be a win-win there in terms of bridging over. I'm sure Jacob may get aware of that. We'll see. All right, so that's TYCZ. The other thing we had is Zen Games. I talked about Zen Game a week ago, and of course unfortunately they've had an issue with their contract, and they've had to use an approach to actually take the funds out. So they had to take the 65 ETH out, but that 65 ETH is currently with Senzu, who is in Jack Levin's team on the Zen team there, and they're going to be getting an audit within the next week, and then of course maybe within about 2 weeks they're going to be relaunching the game with another audit. So they had audits, but obviously there was an issue with the code regardless of the audit, and so they've had to get another audit, change the code, get another audit, and then relaunch the game. So this is going to be relaunching the game, and this is on Ethereum, of course, but this will be coming to Pulsechain. So it's a good thing that they've sorted this out, and they were able to, pretty much recover the funds before somebody else found the exploit and took the funds out. So we'll be waiting for that. So we're talking about probably a week or two for this Zen game to be back on as well. So that's just a quick update on that one. And you can find more details in the Discord. For Hex Token Discord under Pulsechain Projects, which is where we've been posting lots of alpha and intels. If you want to get in on any of that stuff, definitely join our Discord. Now, Discord link is in the video description, and of course, maybe one of the moderators will post the link as well. Maybe lies beneath somebody, post the link to the Discord. Join up, folks, and join the team. We've got about 1,250 members in there at the moment, but of course, you can join up and get access to all the info, and most importantly, the community, which is amazing. So get on that. All right, that is pretty much it on that. Let's do a quick look at the stable coins. I like to look at CST just while we were talking about Coast. We can see that it is pegged at $1, and this is really cool. Look at this pegging. It was off peg, but now it's pegged around $1. Very exciting, folks, to see that. Really, really cool. And of course, this is our first stable coin on Pulsechain. It's backed by Phight. We're going to have 2 more, of course. Liquid Lines USDL and Power City Earn Protocol with PXDC. And of course, they're all going to be pulled together in some fashion. So it's going to be, from Phight all the way through to Pulse and PulseX collateralized. Really amazing. Can't wait for that. And the liquidity keeps on building. Pulsechain gets more valuable. And the thing with these other stable coins is that you're generating money within the system. We are with Liquid Lines and Power City and Liquidity Forks. We are our own Federal Reserve. We're printing our own money, which is amazing. So it's going to be fun to see that play out. Really, really cool. And of course, with leverage as well, leverage and generating our own stable coins. That's That's where you get some real economic engine going within the ecosystem as well. And then if you get sentiment on top of that, wow, that's exciting. Then you start getting some price movements. Price movements, of course, start attracting more people that are not on Pulsechain, and that's how you start getting a roll on. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see all that play out. We're still early, day 135. Is that what we're saying about start? Day 135. It's looking pretty good. Let's go back to the trade. At the moment, the trade is down 2.68%, and that's why I was going to go short so that my trade would be in profit. But hey, look, we just did what we could during the live stream, and it's ticking away there. So fingers crossed, have switches around there. That's going to be very cool. And of course, I could go to close, and I could close out the position. I could close that position out and close, and I'll take my little loss that I've got at the moment, which would be around about probably 3%, including the fees, 2.68 plus fees. Because you remember there's fees on the open, fees on the close, plus fees with the actual trade. So that's the one thing you could do. Trigger, of course, I could put in some a trigger price so that I'm, maybe I'm asleep. I'm asleep here. Maybe I'm daylight savings and I'm asleep, and can't do it, and I don't want to let it go out to to the liquidation price because I lose everything, right? So if you're staking Fame and if you're got PHLP, you don't mind, you love it. Liquidations are good for you. So I may not be able to afford a coffee, but you will be able to buy a coffee with my money. That's kind of the idea there. Isn't that funny? Anyway, so kind of cool. That is the play there, and of course you can put on a price 0. What am I going long? 0 0 0 4. Let's say 4.1 or something. So that's above the liquidation price. Liquidation's at 3.95. So you could do that and enable orders. I guess that's all you have to do to trigger that. Keep leverage at 4.99. Trigger price at 4.100. That would be, mitigating. Maybe I'll lose half of my money or 2/3 of my money or something like that by doing that. So kind of cool. Market price, just looking at all these just a moment, and close the borrow fee. Yeah, so that's what you could do and enable that. But I'm going to leave it up. I'm just going to leave it floating at the moment without any minimum in it. Let's go to some of the comments. How are we doing for time? Let me just reset the studio. Oh, we're up to 1 hour and 8 minutes. Can you believe it? Wow, that's amazing. Maybe Brian was right. Maybe we were almost at the end. Well, actually, we're only 15 minutes away from the end of the ETC day, which is crazy, man. That is crazy stuff. All right, where else are we up to? Let's go to some of these comments. We've got more comments. Let's do that. We're watching my Fame trade. Let's see here. Where would we up to? I'm just trying to catch up here on the chats. Sandy Beach. Christian says, wow, I missed this one. Spark Swap, says Christian. Christian is our DJing king now. He's been doing pretty well. He also wins lots of prizes as well. Christian often wins a lot of prizes. That's Sandy Beach's fitness and health update there. Definitely give Sandy Beach a follow on Twitter if you haven't already, or X as we call it now, x.com. And maybe x.com is a much easier thing to say than X, because X just sounds a bit, blasé. Like, X. Why is he saying X for? It's a letter in the alphabet, aren't they? But x.com and Sandy Beach there, _369. And if you like health and fitness, definitely get on that. Like I say, I'm on to I think it's my walk day 60 today. So I've got to do that. That's going to be coming in. My workout posted above. Nice. And definitely, if you want to on-ramp Phight to Pulsechain directly into the CST stablecoin, which you can see is pegged at $1, don't forget it's subject to liquidity. So just remember how much liquidity you're doing there. And you can also use Phux, which has giant liquidity pools, much bigger than Pulsex. And of course, Phux is a fork of Balancer, so it's got more efficient invariant functions. So basically, it makes the swap between stablecoins more efficient, and it's got bigger liquidity, relatively speaking, for that. Compared to Pulsex Uniswap V2, which has a different mathematical function, which is not as efficient. So just remember that. Yo, mama, I'm here. I'm late. How you all doing? Good to see you, yo, mama. Welcome. DCA dot cost plan till Christmas. Then I'm sitting on my hands, says yo, mama. That's a good strategy. And certainly it's playing into your hands at the moment. Nice little price things. Even if we're in a slightly weaker market condition at the moment, that's probably a good play. Blockfish King says, g'day, Lies. I'm 1 hour behind. Australia does daylight savings in a couple of weeks. Yeah. It happened to us already in New Zealand. That's why I got tricked out by it today. I got tricked out. That is the Discord if you want to join Hex Token Discord. Links in the video description as well. definitely join up. And yeah, like I say, great information. Lots of intel in the Discord about projects, and you get it early. And of course, most important thing, the community is amazing. So definitely get onto that. But the information links are really cool. Like if you want to do on-chain swaps, bridge swaps, DEX, that's all there. We've got it all there. Definitely awesome. And I'll probably add the margin trading in there too. We've got the ultimate list of Pulsechain project lists. So if you want to get on that too, so much stuff, good stuff. Stuck in Discord rocks, rock it. And all right, let's jump down here. We've got Joey Torres. Hi, all. Good to see you, Joey. Welcome to the chat. And Shirley says, love and blessings to you and your suit, man. I appreciate that. And a big shout out to you as well. Sandy Beach says, my inner degen was kicking in today. Says Sandy Beach. That's funny. Your inner degen. That's very deep. That's very deep. Oh, well, I did buy more Hex and Pulsechain, so I'm good. Says Sandy Beach. Well done. Well done to you. Another hour to go, says Brian. Yeah. Actually, we're getting pretty close. 12:48. Brian knows stuff, just saying. It says lies beneath. That is Brian's. Brian says just saying. You're copying Brian. Brian's influence is huge. He's a bigger influencer than most know. Brian knows all, says Sandy Beach. His omnipresence, is he, or omniscience? Shirley says, I bought PZN last year. I couldn't sell it for no reason. Why? Last year? What? PZN. You mean PCN on Pulsechain? It's only been around for 4 months, I think, there, surely, on the Pulsechain. Are you talking about the OG copy of PCN? You can go to the OG site. Maybe something for a conversation in the Discord there. That's going to join Discord. We can talk about that there. PZN from Conrad Zen, right? Okay, Conrad Zen. Yeah, I don't know if does he respond to things? I don't know. I was lucky at the live stream. Conrad Zen asked. He said, "There's no reason why I can't sell it." Yeah, well, it's his project, so you should probably talk to him. It's not my project, so definitely hit up with Conrad. That's probably a question for him. He's the one that founded it. Is he still streaming? I haven't seen a stream from him lately. I used to watch a couple of his streams. I always try to keep an open mind with things. It was amazing. I don't think I told anyone, says Cinemich. Nice. Let me just jump through that. We got Rod Fitzpatrick. Good morning, Superman, and all the family. Good to see you, Rod Fitzpatrick. Brownie as well. Better late than never, but here I am. Let's freaking go. Doubling down on the play. 2x is Brownie. I did a 5x. I've got it here on 30x, but that was just to show that you can do 30x, and it is extremely high rich. Typically, if you're on like KuCoin centralized exchange, they have like a 3.3x default, I think it is. But yeah, I'm down 2.6% on this at the moment, but only because I was going to do a short, but then I thought that's bad. Hex Token shorting Pulse. That's not good news. So I've gone long. That's good for the brand. Not so much for my pocket, because my pocket's down 28 cents, but that's not bad otherwise. Pulse Betas and house there. Hi, Super. Morning. Good to see you, P. Welcome to the chat. You're early today. You're 1 hour early because of daylight savings. Yeah, daylight savings. That's right, Patrick. It got me offside. Back to UTC tomorrow, says Brian. Yeah, I'm going to try and go back to UTC, which means for me it's later in the day. So instead of me doing it normally at my time 11:30 in the morning, I'm doing it at 12:30 in the afternoon. So for me it's an hour later, which means that I have to change my walk schedule. So I have to think about that. Live Beneath says the bear market is anti-streaming. Super, except for you. Yeah. I'm streaming every day. This is accumulating in the bear market is when you make a lot of your money in the bull market, right? Because you get all the cheap prices, and you just got to hold on. Hold on to rode your horse and accumulate. That's the key. But you really want to accumulate the good stuff, right? The better the stuff that you're accumulating, the better off you will be in the bull market. So that's important too. It's not just about accumulating, but you got to accumulate the good stuff. What you think is going to do well. Sandy says Hex Token. I walked really early this morning. It was great, says Sandy Beach. Nice. Yeah, well, you've got nice little forest next to you, haven't you, Sandy? With the beautiful little streams. And I watched that. I was going to say I watched a second video, but I better not, because it's a little bit scary. So I better not talk about that. All right, let's Crypto Truth says DCA for sure. Yeah, 100%. That is true. Always keep a bit of dry powder too, because you never know. Like if Bitcoin does break down between 24,800, we do get that bear scenario playing out, or the stock market, does a 30% retrace, and that impacts crypto too. Then there is the bear scenario, but there's a lot of positive side things coming up as well. So we'll see how we get on. The SEC. We might get a Christmas rally after we get through. Well, September hasn't been that bad, has it? September hasn't been that bad. Let me just pull up trading view, and let's have a quick look at Bitcoin on the chart. I don't know where it's at its death cross yet, because it was getting pretty close yesterday, remember? Pretty close. Let's go to Coinbase. Let's have a look at the super charts, and let's see how that is ticking away. Let's go bam, and how we're doing here. So we've got the 50-day moving average on Bitcoin at 26,983. We've got the EMA on the 200 at 26,978. So it's still $5 above. $5. I think it's going below, but there we are. $5. We'd need a nice big green candle in here to probably stop that. But I don't suspect we're going to get that on a Sunday. So, but will it be short-lived? It may very well be short-lived. We'll see. The key thing, of course, is this line here, which is very crooked. Why is it so crooked on my line? This one here. How far have I got to go there? Oh, yeah, look how crooked that is. What the heck? All right, let's straighten that up there a little bit. What's that around? Is that 20? Yeah, 24. No, it's slightly lower. There we are. We'll take that. 24,800. That's pretty much it. So not bad. I might lift it a little bit. It's a bit hard, so I'll leave it there. That is Bitcoin at the moment. We've still got these upwards here. It looks like we're going to get this death cross. It's probably going to be short-lived, especially if it bounces in here somewhere. Maybe bounce down there and up we go. We're watching out for that. April the 17th next year is the halving. So that's how many days is that from the halving? Let's have a look. April the 17th. Yeah, there we are. So that's 207 days. That's the halving on Bitcoin around there. So that's halving there. So maybe we'll get a rally. September's definitely ending up being better. Let's look at the monthly just to show you that on the old. Oh, look at that. Whee! I've got to scroll that up there. I got no audio adjustments on here, so I have to do it manually. Yeah, we've got a green month. So September, yeah, it's not been great month, but it's certainly not after. Like, look at August. August was a terrible month. But September, that a lot of people were talking doom and gloom, but it's not been too bad so far. But it's got a bit of an indecision in there, isn't it, with the way the candle's looking? But we've still got how many days to go? What's it? A week to go on this candle, and then we'll see how we get in. We're going to get a nice little Christmas rally in here. I don't know. We'll see. We certainly don't want to break down this 24,800. We've got the 200 EMA on the monthly. We've got the 200 monthly here at was it 25,172. So we definitely got some support on there. Fingers crossed, eh? Fingers crossed. Right. Otherwise, we're talking about these prices down here, aren't we? Or maybe we should put in Gareth Holloway's price. I think it's around 13K in here. Right, let's leave that, and we are. Oh, we're back in. We're profit. We've lost. We've actually prices gone up a little bit there. We're only down 1.4%, 15 cents, not 27 cents. Yes, we're doing well on the old famous margin trading. Everyone loves to. Now you could do a whole show on this, right? The old trading here. Now, that's what we're going to talk about, because I haven't got to talk about. That's the last bit. I've talked about Phamous is live on Pulsechain. We've opened up a trade just to show you how it works for $10, $11. And then I've margin trading up to 30x. We've talked about that with the slider. You can go up to 30x slider there. You don't have to do any margin trading, of course. You can just go to earn and buy fame. And it's 58 cents last time we looked at it, and put that in the platform. If you sacrifice, you got tokens, you can put that in the platform. We know that 33%, almost 34% of everybody has already done that. It's only just launched like 10 hours ago. We've got PHLP. You can provide liquidity. Be a liquidity provider, be the house, as it were, and get 60% of the fees. So that's something else you can do too. And of course, the dashboard there tells us that so far, $6,900 of fees have been earned, and 4,300 in the last 24 hours. That's just started, just warming up is my guess. And the ecosystem, that's the third part, right? What is Phight Club with the PH? what is PH Club? What is Phight Club? That is the question there. And we've got under the ecosystem tab, you've got Fatty, you got Phight, you got PHUX, you got Fame, you got major announcements. So you got an announcement channel. But here it is, folks. There is the Phight Club. And what is that about? That is about trading. Now, we may have this Phight Club may become huge for traders if you're into trading, the trade chat for all PH products. So that is the Phight Club. It's on Telegram. Community trading discussions could become a very busy place now that people can do perpetual swaps or margin trading here on the old Pulsechain. And we're still at the beginning, right? Day 135 or day one. We're still in day one for Fame. It's only, in fact, we're only the third part of day one or half day of Fame. And so that is the link there on the protocol. So pretty cool. Telegram, Phight, Fame, PHUX there. And of course, that is Phight Club. So it's really a traders group. If you're wondering what Phight Club is, and of course, it is a great movie. You saw I got Brad Pitt there, the original movie Phight Club, in the on the thumbnail, opening a cigarette or something like that. So yeah, it's one of the movies that made him famous. Was Phight Club, I would say. So anyone, yeah, what's this? That's true. Check my pulse says the #1 rule: you don't talk about Phight Club. But I just did. I broke the rule. I'm out. I'll probably get beaten to a pulp. But that is it. That is true. Rule #1: you don't talk about Phight Club. That is so true. So that is funny. Well, nicely remembrance there from Check My Pulse. Quote of the day, as we say, quote of the day. What else? We've got a couple more comments in the chat there. Let's go back to the trade. Let's go back to the trade there. And of course, what happened to my trade? Where did it go? Is my trade still there? My position there. There we are. Because I've magnified it. That's why. There we are, magnified. Actually, look what happened. It auto queued there. Anyway, I'm down 13 cents. I'm down 1.3%. But so far, so good. So if this rallies, that would be pretty neat. The other things you can trade, of course, is Pulsex. Would it be quite the rally, wouldn't it? Pulsex. Imagine going to Pulsex and you could trade that. That'd be pretty crazy. And of course, imagine if it gets back to sacrifice price, it's like a 9x. Man, 9x on 30x. What's that? 9 3 is 27, 270 70x there. They were pretty mad gains, wouldn't it? So yeah, pretty cool. What else there? Check my pulse in house. Good evening, Superman, and what's up, y'all? And of course, came in there with the quote of the day. Rule #1: you don't talk about Phight Club. Yeah, pretty cool. You don't talk about it, says Lies Beneath. Yeah, I guess you were trying to say the same thing there, Lies. So I missed that in there. So cool. What's up? It's Crypto Truth in the house. Good to see you. And we're up to an hour and 23 minutes, which is way too long for a live stream, although we have got this on here. So, wow, that is pretty amazing. That is the liquidation. That is the price there. Should we leave it open? And see how we go? There's no limit. I put no stop loss on there or anything like that. I would generally never do that. You always want to put some risk management in play, like a take profit stop loss. And of course, you can do that by hitting the close button and then hitting the trigger and then putting in the price that you want to do, right? Or close out. That if you want to do some partial close, you can close out some there as well. Like you can close out part of it. Let's say we got $54, but let's say we just closed out 25. You could do something like that. And of course, the price there, we could set a price, that's just above liquidation, but below that, so we could do that too, or above. So kind of cool. All right, that is that, and that will should show a lineup on the site there as well. Should we do it? Let's do it. Let's see what it looks like. Keep talking about it, so I might as well do it. 0.00004. What price are we at the moment? I can't remember now. Let's go for 100, just for example, and enter. Oh, is that going to work? That's not even working on that. I'm not sure why that's not working. Maybe that's something I did. Oh, max. I have to do max on that. So that would close out the maximum amount at that price. Enable orders. Note that orders are not guaranteed to execute. Blah 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 blah, and then you have to click that and enable order. So it's going to cost me just a little fee, 74 pulse. It's going to cost me to do that. We'll click confirm and click the view status there. Oh, that won't show up. It's no use clicking view status because it takes a little while for the block scout to fix itself up. Right, let's see if that ticks away. Eventually, it might show up there. What else? Superman says Superman hexagon has 6 sides with angles different from octagon. Yeah, did I say something around that? Was that from yesterday? Maybe it's from yesterday. Talking about with the Pulsechain ecosystem map. Maybe that was what you're referring there. I'm not sure what happened. What I just did there. That seems to. Sure what happened there. I just did something, but not sure what that was. What happened there? No, that's not what I expected to see. Oh, I'm not sure what happened there, but anyway, I'm up I'm almost back at a break even. So I was down about 2.6%. Now I'm only down 0.4%. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened with my. If you had order open, that's the order. If you did a limit order, for example, if you did this limit order over here, set the price before you open the trade, then that's going to have your order down here. And then if that price gets hit, whether you're going long or short, it's going to jump into here into positions. It'll be live. That's basically your live trades. That's your history there. What am I on there? Oh, that's right, because I'm on the wrong token there. Let me have a look at Pulse. It's my Pulse chart. Right, I'm not sure what happened to my close there, but that's not showing up. In any case, I'm only 2 cents out of the money at the moment, so I'm almost back in the money. So fingers crossed on that. I just got I left your comment in there, unfortunately. Right, we've got Blair in the house there as well. Hi all, good to see you, Blair. Welcome to chat there. I'm not sure what you're on about for Refine, so we're going to leave that topic. We'll leave that topic today. All right, should we wrap up? We're now in 30 minutes. Now we'll leave this trade open probably, unless they get absolutely obliterated. And then of course I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll see you in Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, links in the video description. And I hope you guys have had a good time. Fame is live. That's a big deal. It's certainly going to be something that a lot of people on centralized exchanges that do margin trading can now come over and trade on Pulsechain with their funds. And of course, it's better on DeFi because it's your keys, your coins, right? So if they're going to do it on centralized exchanges, they might as well come and do it in true DeFi and at least own the keys to their coins and not have that risk about, what if its exchange gets hacked or whether the exchange doesn't want to give you your coins back because of some issue or whatever. You're not having to beg and trying to get your funds back. So it's good from that point of view. It's halfway house, isn't it? Pretty cool. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care, everybody, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Wish me luck with the trade, and I'll see you then. Take care. Bye for now. Let's play out some cool music though, because music is fun. Music is fun. Let's play out a Rich Art because Rich Art's music is the best. All right, take care. Bye.
Wearing my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.